on there, everyone? Well, it seems like still a good portion of the Democrats just don't get it. They don't get the mistakes they're walking right into. They're gonna devastate themselves, which, all in all, is a good thing. It's a good thing for everybody, even Democrats. Sometimes you gotta fall from grace in order to pick yourself back up and reformat what you're doing, especially right now. The Democrats are. I think we can all see, even Democrats themselves can see that their party is in shambles. They are so fractured that it's unreal, and it's not really one party. It's two or three different parties at this point. It's sad, but let's get into the story. From Fox News, impeachment push raises political concerns for House Dems, even as GOP retirements give a boost. Well, I don't think they're going to get as much of a boost as they think from these GOP retirements. I will admit I was a little nervous to see the numbers, but in reality, I'm happy to see some of these older Republicans retire. Because I'm a firm believer in term limits and all that. So seeing some of the older faces leave, good. We need to have some newer, younger faces in there. Some newer ideas. But from Fox, House Republicans are facing a steep climb to regain the majority in 2020, as mounting retirements in the party complicate their efforts to wrest the gavel from Speaker Nancy Pelosi. But they may have been given a political gift this week when Democrats doubled down on the pursuit of an impeachment investigation against President Trump. An impeachment investigation which, what was it, 49%? Let me see here. Let's jump over here real quick. This is from last month, August. Let's see here. Yeah, 59% of those surveyed responding that Trump should not be impeached and compelled to leave office. 59%. 59% of the people say impeachment's a bad idea. So why do they keep doing this? Why do they keep doing this? Do they enjoy shooting themselves in the foot? Seems like it. Seems like they actually enjoy not doing what the people ask, or not going along with the people. The people don't want impeachment. Overwhelmingly, the people don't want impeachment. But they don't care what the people want. They care what their twisted little demented minds want to do. They don't care about the voters. The move came after Republicans already were enjoying a dose of good news on the congressional campaign front. The party's narrow win in the special congressional election in North Carolina. The National Republican Congressional Committee touted that the victory is yet another sign that congressional Republicans are poised to take back the majority. I hope so, because at least the Republican Party is acting in a sane way. We don't have so many internal problems and struggles. The Democrats are just ate up with internal struggles. It's sad to watch. It's sad to watch. You've seen people in the DNC get booted and fired from their position just for having the wrong skin color. And I am not joking about that. That actually happened. One of the head people in the DNC got kicked out of her position because she wasn't a person of color. That's racist as hell. But, you know how they are. It's not racist when they do it. It's only racist when someone that disagrees with them does anything. More than half of the Democratic lawmakers in the House support launching impeachment proceedings. Yet, considering the GOP-controlled Senate is unlikely to act on any possible impeachment articles from the House, moderate Democrats in the House loudly warned that their colleagues are walking into a political trap. Yes, they are. And we've seen what impeachment does. It horrifically divides the country. Look what happened. Look at the boost it gave Democrats when President Clinton was being impeached. It actually boosted the Democrats. Is that what you're trying to do here, Democrats? Do you think we need some secret boost from y'all? Because I think your own words are boosting the Republican Party pretty good. I mean, those last debates were terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Beto coming out saying he's just going to have a government officials go and try to round up people's firearms. I don't think that's going to work out real well. And I think he's trying to create a very dangerous situation, not only for law enforcement, but for the citizens of this country, these law-abiding gun owners. See, they always go to the extreme. Instead of trying to address the problems, the underlying problems that create bigger problems, no, they're out of their minds, people. Those facing tough re-elections next year in districts Trump captured in 2016 specifically raised flags that impeachment could hurt the party's efforts to defend its 235 to 199 majority. There's one independent House member in the chamber. Democratic Representative Anthony Brindisi told Fox News on Thursday that he's concerned. I'm worried that as the investigation ramps up, it takes up time from other issues. Yeah, like real issues, which we've also seen nothing happened from the Democrats. Since Trump's been elected, what have they done? What good for the nation have they done? What policies have they got passed forward that were meaningful and good? I'm waiting. Yeah, I don't know of any either. It's kind of hard to say. They're so stuck with their Trump derangement syndrome, stuck on impeachment, this, that, and the other, because they just don't like Mr. Trump. Even though he's doing a fairly decent job. You know, you can't complain. When you look at the numbers and the statistics about this, that, and the other, he's doing an actually pretty good job. He's the only president we've had in decades with the balls to go after someone like China. You know, he's the only one who actually sits there and tries to be diplomatic with problematic people around the world that we've always had issues with. But he's willing to sit down at the table and try to talk to them, try to get things cleared up, or at least to the point where we're not sitting here pointing missiles at each other all the time. That's a good thing. And the congresswoman who represents the red district, congressman, excuse me. The congressman who represents the red district said he would vote no on impeachment unless there is something compelling that comes out. By now, with all the investigations Trump's gone under, I mean, this guy has been gone through with a fine-tooth comb and they've found nothing impeachable. Why do they think they're going to still, after this many years has gone by with constant investigations from everywhere, why do they think they're going to find something still? There's nothing there. There's just nothing there. There's no there. They don't get it. They don't care. Representative Donna Shalala from Florida, who flipped her Miami area district from red to blue in last year's midterm elections, told reporters that impeachment is sucking the air out of all the good stuff we are doing. I haven't seen any good stuff. I wish she would have elaborated on that more. And she warned that it's difficult for House Democrats to focus on issues crucial to their voters given the platform. Shalala spotlighted that she's only fielded 4 impeachment questions during a total of 11 town halls in her district during the recent congressional recess. That's because it's not what Americans care about. Americans care about the economy, health care, stuff like that. They don't care about trying to, they're just beating a dead horse, and I don't know they're beating it into dust at this point. But another thing about the midterms, those midterms elections weren't because the Democrats had overwhelming support. It's because the Trump voters just didn't care to come out. I hate to tell you that, but it's going to be a whole different ballgame in 2020 when they're already going out to vote for Trump, and then they check Republican down the rest of the ticket. That's when you're going to see a big movement out of the House and everything. That's when you're going to see a big movement. At least I hope. At least I hope. Representative Tulsi Gabbard of Hawaii, who doesn't support impeachment, cautioned last week that it's important for us to think about what is in the best interest of the country and the American people. Thank you, Tulsi. I hate that she is the only one that seems to have any actual grasp of reality, and they won't even prop her up because they consider her too conservative. Yep, she's too conservative too. Everyone's too conservative. That should tell the Democratic Party something. When everyone seems to be too conservative, maybe being conservative's not a bad thing. Just saying. And in an interview on Full Court Press with Greta Van Susteren, the Democratic presidential candidate argued that continuing to pursue impeachment is something that I think will only further tear our country apart. And it will. And it will. While Judiciary Chairman Jerry Nadler, a guy who doesn't care anything about Americans' will, pledged an aggressive series of hearings and said his panels is conducting an impeachment inquiry. Pelosi and other Democratic House leaders, mindful of more moderate members facing challenging re-elections, have largely refrained from using that terminology. Speaking with reporters, Pelosi avoided using the term impeachment inquiry. See, and that's another thing that shows you how fractured the Democratic Party is. Nancy Pelosi is supposed to be the reigning member. She has no control over the House at all. Jerry Nadler and them don't seem to care one bit what Nancy Pelosi says, even though she's supposed to be the leader of the Democratic Party right now. You don't see that. I don't see any leaders over there. I see a bunch of followers, but I don't see any real leaders in the Democratic Party. Period. I just don't see it. With the exception of people like Gabbard. And I want to say there was another one, Joe Manchin. I think he actually goes across the aisle here and there, you know. Which, going across the aisle here and there is sometimes in America's best interest. But other, more leftist-style Democrats, they don't believe in that at all. They don't believe in talking to anybody who disagrees with them. While the Judiciary Committee's move could be a gift to the House GOP, a national Democratic strategist who works on the House races cautioned that Republicans are getting ahead of themselves if they think 2020 is going to be decided on the basis of impeachment. No, trust me. That's why we got the economy, you know, we got prison reform, border security. We've been nailing our talking points here lately. I think the Republican Party, my personal opinion when it comes to healthcare is if you want healthcare, you should pay for it. That's my personal opinion. If you want it, pay for it and you can have it. But apparently a lot of the country doesn't see it that way. They, for some reason, feel like it's a human right to healthcare, which I fully disagree with. It's not a human right. Taking care of yourself is a human right. Healthcare is not a human right. But I'm sure there's something we could come up with that would be able to be satisfactory towards everybody. And they could work on that a little bit better. The strategist who asked for God damn that word. Excuse my language. My apologies. Anonymity to speak more freely said, I don't think the American public's perception has really shifted. If you ask the average voter, I don't think they're differentiating between what the Judiciary Committee was doing last week and what they're doing this week. That's very, very insider, and probably half the people in D.C. that you talk to wouldn't even be able to tell you the difference. I think that they're reading too much into that. The Judiciary Committee vote comes with 15 House Republicans now heading for the exit door in 2020. And only 2 of those GOP lawmakers are launching statewide bids for governor or senator. The rest are truly retiring. That's a switch from 2 years ago when at the same point in the 2018 cycle, 9 of the 14 House Republicans not running for re-election were bidding for higher office. The Democrats, thanks to a 40-seat pickup in the midterms, regained the majority after 8 years as backbenchers. By contrast, only 4 House Democrats so far this cycle have said they're not running for re-election. We don't really need to get into the rest of this because it's just really going on to talk about what they plan on doing or who they plan on putting up in this, that, and the other. But to the main point, impeachment push is going to hurt the Democrats. Is it going to super benefit the Republicans? I don't know. I don't think that's going to be a thing that makes people that are wishy-washy say, oh, well, I just can't vote for the Democrats because of this. No, I think what we've seen out of the past 3 Democratic debates should be enough for anybody who actually sits down and thinks about things. Those 3 debates should have been enough for you to say, okay, the Democrats do not have anything together. They're out of their minds. They're out of their minds. Even the so-called moderates, they're not that moderate, people. They're taking more and more far-left positions, as we can see. And now after the last debate, they're calling Joe Biden a racist because he said record player. Like that's some kind of dog whistle? What? Don't make me have to take up for Joe Biden. A record player is not a dog whistle. Sorry. You know, back in the 70s and 80s, everybody had record players. They weren't hard to get. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand their logic, but I'm glad I don't, because the moment I start understanding their logic is the moment I'm going to go see a psychiatrist. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on impeachment and whether you're for or against it. Yeah, I'm always up for debating, and I just enjoy hearing what you all have to say about things. And as always, like, share, and subscribe. I will catch you on the flip side.